Hey, Talofa Lava. My name's Leotawa Dr. John Peterson, and you're watching TE2 Edge Sports Cards. Oh, wow. It's been a long couple of weeks. I tested positive for COVID 2 Tuesdays ago, and finally, just last night, tested negative. Boy, I could say a lot about what it was like. I was vaccinated and got the booster shot, so even though it hit me kind of like a Mack truck, I didn't have to go to the hospital or anything like that, thank goodness. So overall, I will say you don't want to get it. It's not the end of the world, I think, unless you have a really bad reaction or get a really severe case. I am so thankful that I had my quote unquote seatbelt on, vaccination and booster shot. In the absence of that, I think I would have gotten really, really sick because the first few days I did not feel that great. A couple things that I'll mention: it helps to drink water, a lot of water. Typically, I drink 90 ounces of water a day. While I had COVID, I was probably drinking 120 to 180 ounces of water a day. And it made a huge difference. It made a really huge difference. Didn't have a super sore throat, but I think part of the reason is because I was taking quite a bit of vitamin C in the first week that I had it. That can be helpful. And also drank the first 3, 4 nights hot tea with honey and lemon in it. And that seemed to help my throat not get too sore. Lots of rest. Still worked from home, but had to rest the first few days after every couple hours, take a 20, 30-minute nap. And still I'm feeling kind of fatigued from having COVID. So overall, it's not a fun experience. It's very annoying. It takes a long time to feel better, but I'm finally starting to feel like more normal again. And I think it's probably going to be another week or two before I feel finally, hopefully fully recovered. So anyway, I thought I'd give that update. And if I seemed a little bit sick or a little tired or a little down in a couple of videos in the last 10 days, 12 days, that's why, because I had COVID and it was awful. So anyway, I hope you stay safe out there. Take care of yourself, wear your mask, make sure you wear a good mask, and try and socially distance yourself from other people as much as you possibly can. So today's episode, another thing, a plug for the show. Please like or hit the subscribe buttons, or both. We'd really appreciate that. I know I'd appreciate that. You can check out the website for TE2 at TE2Consulting.com. I've added a few things on there in the last week or so, and we'll be continuing to add things as the days advance. Always trying to put new product up there, and there's definitely some good things on there, and the prices I think are pretty reasonable. Big news this week is that Barry Bonds and Roger Clements did not get into the Hall of Fame. Mixed feelings about that. I feel like they should be in. On the one hand, I don't want them to have the records, but on the other hand, I feel like they've already allowed steroid users like David Ortiz, who I like, former Twin, Boston Red Sox player. I feel like they've already let some steroid users in the Hall of Fame. Ivan Rodriguez, Pudge Rodriguez, known steroid user. The David Ortiz tested positive, I think, on 2 different occasions for steroids. 2003, after he left the Twins, and then 2008 or 9 when he voluntarily took a test so that they could help to build the testing program. And he was given an indemnification for any wrongdoing if he voluntarily did the test. So I don't know. I feel like if you're going to open the door to some, but not others, that's not right. And I feel like Bonds and Clements, even though they were kind of jerks during their career and did some pretty not good things in their personal lives, there are tons of players in the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame that did not so good things in their personal lives and did some questionable things professionally. So I don't know how you pick and choose this one over that one. It seems to me Ortiz got in because he was liked by the media. And Bonds clearly wasn't liked by the media. And Clemens really wasn't super liked by the media either. So I think 7 Cy Young awards, 4,000 plus strikeouts, 300 wins, that puts Clemens in. And for Bonds, 7 MVPs, 3 of which he had before he started taking roids, 760 some home runs. I mean, his on base and slugging percentages are ridiculous. I don't know how they can't be in the Hall of Fame, honestly, especially when Bud Selig is in. who was the commissioner during the 90s and the early 2000s. Bud Selig knew that people were taking steroids. Okay, that's not a surprise to anyone. And the fact that he's in as management and the players aren't, like, well, let's be honest, McGuire, Sosa, Palmeiro, all these guys that took roids, even Canseco, they all took roids, and they weren't alone. A lot of people took roids during that time period. And some would even say that Sosa and McGuire in the home run race in 1998 is what saved baseball, because baseball was tanking at that time. So it's complicated. I guess we'll see what happens. Bonds and Clements didn't get in. They got about 65 and 66% of the vote. And who are these writers anyway? Baseball Writers of America. Like, what are their credentials other than writing about baseball? Have they played baseball? Do they know anything about the game other than writing about it? I don't know. So with that said, Bonds and Clemens are not in the Hall of Fame, but I think their cards are still going to hold their value. I think their statistics are too strong. I mean, just look at the stats on Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens. So people say Roger Clemens is like a top 5 pitcher in the history of the major leagues. 7 Cy Youngs? That's ridiculous. And Bonds, I mean, he's unreal. Or he was unreal. If not, a very kind of irascible person at times. So what do we got here for today? A couple of things. One, I wanted to show you folks what I got out of some of those boxes of traded sets, update sets. A few of them had been opened and there was no cellophane on them, no factory seal. So I went through a couple of them. The other ones I've left intact. I haven't opened them. If they have a wrap, a factory seal or a wrap on them, I haven't opened them and I don't plan to. So I wanted to show you some of those from the video that I posted last night of the $125 worth of 30 boxes of stuff. I got some stuff that I priced. I picked up a couple things today, not a lot, but a couple of little pieces. And then I wanted to open up a couple things that I got in the mail from this auction from this Wolf guy who was closing his shop last weekend or selling out his shop or liquidating his inventory or whatever. And he's the same guy that I got these updates and traded boxes from. So, all right, so let's get started. First thing I want to show you is a couple of the cards that I've priced. So we got some 1950 Bowman here. The main one that I wanted to show you is a Hank Bauer rookie card. It's a 1950 Bowman. I priced it at 40 bucks. So Bauer started in the minor leagues in Oshkosh, Wisconsin in 1941. And he didn't get brought up to the big leagues till 1948. So he was in the minors for like 7-8 years, which I thought was incredible. So a nice player, good hitter, strong hitter, played for the Yankees, won a couple World Series. I don't know, maybe even won 3 or 4. I'm not really sure. But this is a 1950 Bowman rookie card. It's in pretty decent shape. You can kind of see 40 bucks. We got those. Priced out this 1949 Bowman card. Harry Gumpert, never heard of him, but the card's in nice shape. 30 bucks. I got a Vic Wertz. I think it's a 51 Bowman. He's the famous Vic Wertz and Willie Mays. He's the one that hit the ball over Willie Mays' head, but Willie Mays made the basket catch. Here's a cool card. 1953 color Bowman. Bob Friend. 15 bucks. Reason why it's a lot priced higher is because there's a couple small creases in the card. I got some 53s. 53 Del Crandall. 15 bucks. What else here? And then we got a bunch of 54s. So here's one of the better 54s. These 54s are in really nice shape, like real nice shape. And they're in such nice shape. It was hard to find comps on eBay for sold and completed. I really only found one person selling high X near mint to mint 54 tops baseball cards, and it was this guy named Greg Morris out of Los Angeles. he had some stuff that was pretty nice. So I kind of used him as a comparison. But here's a 1954 Warren Spahn. Now you can see the cut is a little bit, or the centering isn't the greatest. I don't know if that's 80-20 or 90-10. I'm not really sure what it is. I'm not good with centering. But $100, so not bad. What are some other pieces I got in here? Here's a Harvey Keene rookie card, 1954 tops, $25. And even some of these comments turned out really nice. Like this Jim Hegan. Look at that. Really nice shape, $25. So I went to Ultimate Collectibles today and saw what they had for some of their prices. They didn't have 54 tops that were in nearly as nice a shape as these. I've got 2 Hoyt Wilhelms. Now, Hoyt Wilhelm, you might not really know a lot about him, but I started off as a starting pitcher and then went to middle and late relief, and was Hall of Famer. I mean, considered to be one of the first relief pitchers. So we got one here for 35 and the other one for 40. Nice card though. And Hoyt Wilhelm. I like this guy. He was a basketball player and a baseball player, All-American basketball player at Duke. Dick Grote, $30. He played shortstop for the Pittsburgh Pirates, right next to Bill Mazeroski. So he was on the same team as Mazeroski and Clements, and they won it in 1960 on the World Series. So, yeah, it's got some nice. Oh, here's one. This is a nice one. 1954 Larry Dobby, $115. Now you can see the centering isn't the greatest, but what a nice card. What a nice player. He was the first black player in the American Leagues, integrated the American Leagues. So from an equity perspective and a historical perspective, he's pretty important. Some of the cards that I picked up out of that Wolf purchase of $125. 1991 Upper Deck update or high series, Ken Griffey. All right, I think I'm going to get that graded. That's $100 in a PSA 10. And I don't know, I'll have to take a look. Oh, this is a nice card. Pedro Martinez, rookie card. PSA 10, $80. I thought this was a really cool card. This was in just kind of this random box of cards called Front Row. I don't know. Manny Ramirez. This is a 1991 high school baseball card of Manny Ramirez. All right. What does it say in the back? Manny was chosen to the All-American team by Baseball America magazine and to the Connie Mack World Series All-Star team. He was also named to the All-City team in New York City, batting an incredible .633 his senior year. Manny Ramirez also should be in the Hall of Fame. This guy was a hitting machine. So that, I've never seen that card. That's the earliest Manny Ramirez card I've ever seen. So picked up some of these Donruss the rookies. You can see what these look like. Got the Clements in the middle. I think of these, the Maddox is probably worth the most. You can see that there. So I got 5 of these boxes. The only one I opened up was the one that had been, the seal had been broken on. All right, I got a bunch of 87 tops. These are the 87 tops traded. Let's see here, what's one of the better ones in here? Oh, again, the Maddox. All right, 87 tops traded. I get that graded. There were 2 of these that I opened up, so got doubles on a bunch of those. So all those from just a couple boxes from that Wolf guy. And then picked up these Topps Stadium Club members only cards. Here's the Griffey. I'd never seen these cards before. Like I totally missed them. I wasn't collecting in the mid 90s. But yeah, I got 2 of these boxes. Each box was probably maybe $5 a piece at the most. If that. This card in a 10, about $200. Here's the Bonds. In a 10, I saw it selling on eBay for $100. I had a hard time finding the grades and the prices on these. These are Frank Thomas. Got a couple of these. So there were 2 boxes of this. Oh, here's Randy Johnson. Right? So definitely some good cards. I mean, this is the stack from the 2 boxes of Top Stadium Club members only. All right. Now each of those boxes cost me maybe $3, $4, $5 at the most. It's not bad. So feel fortunate in that regard. And then today, what did I pick up? Let's see here. Picked up this Connie Johnson. I went to Ultimate Collectibles. They always take good care of me there. They work with Jesse. All right, that was $30. Probably a break even. It's a nice shape though. You can see the corners are pretty good and the centering's good. Picked up a Billy Pierce. I don't think I have any Billy Pierce cards. Lefty. It's a nice picture. I don't know if I don't think he's Hall of Fame, but I think this card's maybe a 7. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a 7.5 CSG. It doesn't really look that much different than the Rizzuto that I sent in, and I think that got a pretty good grade. So bought it $10. If it grades at an 8, it's a $75 card. Cot Rookie. So I already had one of these. This one was $70. Nice shape. When I took it out of the sleeve when I got home, it had some wax on the front of it. I haven't seen wax on the front of a card very often. Usually it's on the back. But what I did was I remembered Eli's little trick and took out the pantyhose and cleaned off about 95% of the wax off the front of this card. So when you take a close look at it, not bad. Pretty good shape. All right. He was elected into the Hall of Fame. His cards are skyrocketing right now. 69 Bob Watson, $5. Just like the card. He was a decent hitter. Didn't make the Hall of Fame, but batted about 300 for his career. Big Bob Watson. This card I thought was really cool. It's a Mini Minoso SP Legendary Cuts Game Worn Patch. All right, Manny Minoso also got elected to the Hall of Fame. Manny Minoso played like 20-some years in the Negro Leagues and the Major Leagues. I think he played like 24 years. I really like Manny Minoso, Cuban-born player, and I think that's so cool. Got a patch, jersey-worn patch of his from a game. So that's cool. And then probably one of the better finds that I've had recently, picked up this 1967 batting leaders. This is the only card I have that has Clemente, Mays, and Aaron on it. Now, I don't know if this is a 7. I don't know if it's an 8, but the centering looks good to me. And if I can pull off a PSA 8 on this, I bought this for $70. I think a PSA 8's around $500 for what I saw it being sold on eBay. So I might be able to flip this card and do pretty well. And if I don't flip it, I'm keeping it because this card is sweet. I mean, how often do you have a card that has these three guys on it? Really cool card. And the last one, this card. You can see I paid $35 for it. Look at the condition of this card. Pretty sweet. Now it's got a little bit of print stuff over here on the side. But absent that, this card is in fantastic shape. Centering is pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's not bad. And the corners are real sharp. We'll put it over on this side. That's a really cool card. I've never even seen that card. All right, so $35, not a bad deal. So these were all from Ultimate Collectibles. I've really enjoyed working with Ultimate Collectibles. They have some nice cards there that are priced pretty reasonable. They also have a bunch of cards that are overpriced. But all right, with that said, let me open up a couple items here. So I got this in the mail. Let's take a look and see what this is. I think this is from, I think these are from the lots that I picked up from Wolfie. Cut this open here. I see I still got the sniffles here from that COVID. annoying. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, that's right. I got these now. This is some... Excuse me. All right, this was not from Wolf. This was from someone else. But if you follow baseball, of course, you've heard of Albert Pujols. And I've always been a Pujols fan ever since he came into the league in 2000, 2001. I just felt like he was a really solid player, basically a hitting machine. Has hit over 600 home runs. I don't think he juiced, as far as I can tell or have heard. But I saw this guy selling a lot of these Pujols cards for like $60. And, he's still playing, but he's going to retire eventually. And in 5 years, he's going to go into the Hall of Fame. He'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer easily. And so I picked up this stack of Albert Pujols cards. And most of these cards look like they are cards from early in his career, because they're all cards from when he was with the Cardinals, where he had his best years. And I have no idea what some of these cards are worth. Let me see if I can find one that I think might be pretty good. Here's one, 2001 greatest hits. Upper Deck masterpiece. Now, I have no idea what that's worth. It looks like it's a is it a rookie card? No, not a rookie card. This is cool. World Stage. Look at the flags on it. Very cool. Yeah, I think I paid like $60 for all these cards. SPX. This is a 2002, so it's a second-year card. Here's another Upper Deck masterpiece. Masterpieces. Here's that. It's 07. All right, Topps Heritage. It's like a 2012. Oh, these are cool. Wow, okay. Timeless Treasures 2003. The enclosed piece of jersey was cut from an authentic jersey personally worn by Albert Pujols in an official Major League Baseball game in 2001. The authentic game-worn jersey was obtained and is guaranteed by the Donruss Trading Company. This is from 2003. That's a game-worn jersey. I don't have a Pujols game-worn jersey card. And then this one is part of the Fleer Showcase Legacy collection. The card you've just received contains a piece of an authentic game-worn jersey worn by Albert Pujols, wide receiver, outfielder for the St. Louis Cardinals. And the year on this is 2004. It's 60 of 60. So this is the 60th card of 60 cards. I think that's cool. Overall, I bet you there's, 30, 40, 50 cards here for like 50, 60, $70. That's not bad. Got the Pujolses. All right, let's see what's in this one. These are all eBay purchases. Pretty inexpensive. I mean, when you think about it, if you're a dealer and you want to sell cards, you got to have cards to sell. You got to have cards of, players that are desirable, I think 2021 Pro debut. I can't be the right thing. I didn't buy anything for 2021. I don't really buy the ultra modern stuff. Some people say ultra modern is 2015, 14, thereabouts. and anything prior to that is modern, back all the way back to 1980. Anything 1980 is considered vintage. So like 81 to 2014 is modern. All right, let's see what's in this. This might be. Oh, okay. Oh, it's a bunch of cards. Let's see who we got in here. Pretty tightly packed. Holy cow. All right. I got some Bo Bichette. Quite a few Bo Bichettes. I don't know much about Bo Bichette other than he's the son of Dante Bichette. That's a Prism. I don't know if it's a rookie card. Well, throw these away. Some packing popcorn. Okay. Oh, yeah. So he put together a bunch of these. Okay, cool. Well, I bought a lot of Harman Killebrew cards. I figure if you live in Minnesota, oh, that's cool. Look at that. It's kind of a thick card. Topps Tribute, 1984. Yeah, so I just figured, why not pick up some Harman Killebrew cards? I mean, really, he's probably the greatest twin in the history of the organization, other than Kirby Puckett. Kirby was incredible. Didn't have as long of a career as Harman Killebrew. Killebrew hit almost, 560 some home runs. I mean, just hit massive home runs. So we got the Killebrews. All right. Then I picked up a lot of Paul Molitor's. All right. Here's Molitor with the Blue Jays. I think this was like $10 altogether. And Molitor played obviously for Blue Jays, but he also played for the Brewers. And he played for the Twins. So Molitor to me is kind of like a 2-for-1. If you've got his cards, you put them in a shop, and both Twins fans and Brewers fans are going to be, ooh, geez, that's a nice one. Okay, the cut's not the best. That's a 1980 Topps Paul Molitor. Wow. Okay. 84 Topps Paul Molitor. His nickname was the Igniter. Now, where does he sit in terms of all-time third baseman? I don't know. Maybe he's the 4th or 5th. Maybe he's even higher than that. He might be top 3. I mean, the question is, if you've got Mike Schmidt, all right, most folks would say he's the best third baseman in the history of baseball. And he won like 12 Gold Gloves, hit over 500 home runs. His batting average actually was pretty decent in the 260s, I think. Just the combination of power hitting and fielding. I mean, other than Brooks Robinson, he's probably, I'd say, the best fielding third baseman. Some people talk about Scott Rowland. No, not feeling Scott Rowland that much. So, yeah, got a stack of Molitors, plus a few more in this. So that's great. But I put Molitor right behind George Brett. So I'd say Schmidt, George Brett, Paul Molitor, and I don't know, Brooks Robinson maybe? I'm trying to think who from the old times played third base. Yeah, I don't know. So I also picked up some Kirby Puckett cards because if you're going to live in Minnesota and you're going to go to a card show, you've got to have Kirby Puckett cards. Puck. Man, he was so hard on the Brewers. Look at all these Kirby Puckett cards. A whole bunch of them. I think these were like $20. And then these are all also Kirby Puckett cards. So if you got some desire to get a Kirby Puckett card or two, get at me. Get at me because I got a lot of them. Kirby Puckett was a beloved player. Now, I know there have been some things that have come out since his death or even during his death about some unsavory behaviors in terms of how he treated his wife and potentially other women. I don't know. So that's not cool if that's true. If it's true, I don't know. I'm not up to speed on that. But I can tell you that as a baseball player, he was incredible. How many people remember the Game 6 of the 1991 World Series? Remember Kirby Puckett? Before the game, he pointed to his back and he said to his teammates, "Get on my back. I'm carrying you guys today." And I don't know, he hit 1 or 2 home runs. He made an incredible catch out in center field. He was amazing. With that 87, he won a World Series there too. And I don't know what his batting average was in 87, but he was a beast. From Southside Chicago, Kirby Puckett. So, yeah, so picked up some Bobichettes. That's like my only ultra-modern player card I have. Harman Killebrew, twin, probably the greatest twin of all time, right by Kirby Puckett. Paul Molitor, Brewer twin and Blue Jay, big nighter, and Kirby Puckett. Probably, I don't know, 200 Kirby Puckett cards. So that's awesome. Piece away. And it wasn't really expensive. See? COVID. Not fun. This is the last thing. This is wrapped up tighter than Fort Knox. Holy cow. How in the world am I going to get this open? So this, I think, is a 2001 Bowman Heritage partial set. So I don't think it includes, I'm positive it doesn't include any of the rookie cards from that set, which would have been sweet, but I only spent like $30 on this. It wasn't like I spent an arm and a leg. I mean, I get it. You got to wrap this up, but this is kind of doing the most. Okay, here we go, as they say. I'm definitely not going to keep it in this box. This box is atrocious. Looks awful. But I'm not complaining. All right. Well, here you go. Got a little piece of foam in here. So these are from 2001. And they're hard to find. Like packs of these, boxes of these, nearly impossible to find. If you can find some, let me know. I'd love to buy some. All right, this is what the cards look like. Black and white. Bowman Heritage. Now, I think, I haven't gone through these yet. There's a Jeter in here. That's worth some money. Chase Utley. That card's probably worth some money. He had a good career. All right, so I'm not going to go through all these, of course. But one of the reasons why I got these is they have these little Bowman reprints in here. And I think these are pretty cool. So we got Bobby Thompson. Hit the home run in 1951. The shot heard around the world. Okay. Ralph Kiner. Yogi Berra. Phil. Scooter Rizzuto. Bullet Bob Feller. Enos Slaughter. Love that name. Stan Musial. This is one of the reasons why I bought this. I love this card. This is a fantastic image. I've got it in a Topps Chrome, and I thought this little mini Bowman would be really cool to have. I have no idea what it's worth. Probably worth more than $5, I bet. Hank Sauer. Ferris Fane. I don't know anything about Ferris Fane. No idea. Red Shanings. Heard of Red Shanings. He was a Brave for a while. Also, he was Cardinal. Allie Reynolds. And then Johnny Sane. The old saying was, spawn insane and pray for rain. Because if you got Spawn or Sane, you're hoping that you get a rain out. All right, so 2001 Bowman Heritage, like $30 for what, 330 cards. Not the rookie, not the Pujols or the Cabrera rookies. That would have been way more expensive to get that. But those are cards I could pick up later, right? You don't have to get all the more expensive cards all at once. All right, so that's what I got for you today. We talked a little bit about some of these cards that I got from eBay recently. Picked up some of these Albert Pujols, Bo Bichette, Paul Molitor, Kirby Puckett, and Harman Killebrew cards. I showed you some of the cards that I got out of those traded and update sets. I mean, I've only cracked open like the ones that weren't sealed. It's like 5-6 boxes and got a whole stack of cards. And then showed you some of the pricing that I did for some of the vintage stuff, especially the 54 tops. Oh, and then the cards that I picked up at Ultimate Collectibles today. These right here. There's like a couple $100 at the most. Not a ton. Well, I shouldn't say that. $200 is a lot of money, but in the world of baseball cards, it's not too much. All right. Peace out. Talofa lava. Hope you have a great rest of the weekend. Faftai Manwia. Thank you. May you be blessed. And if you haven't checked out the website, it's TE2Consulting.com. All right. Peace out. One love.